He said all southbound lanes shut down. They surrounded a red Chevy van. They'd pulled the van over after chasing it from the far northeast where it sped away from a shooting on Keswick Street. They took the driver into custody and found a second wounded man inside the van and what they thought might have been a bomb. After examining it for over an hour, they decided it was not explosive and they reopened the road to traffic. Police don't know yet what prompted the original shooting, which left a total of 2 men wounded. I-95 at Bridge Street again, now open.
Another gruesome chapter is unfolding across the U.S.-Mexican border tonight. A 13th body has been found in Matamoros, Mexico, the headquarters of a drug smuggling cult that practiced the ritualistic killing of human beings. Sergio Martinez is one of 5 men in custody for the murders, and today he led officials to the gravesite of a 13th victim. Authorities made him dig up the body, believed to be that of a Mexican. They now fear some of the victims may have been children. They found blood-stained children's clothing in this house belonging to Sarah Maria Aldretti, the girlfriend of Adolfo de Jesus Costanzo, the suspected leader or godfather of the cult.
The key to the whole thing are 2 subjects, which is the El Padrino and the lady, okay? When we have those people, we're going to be able to unravel a lot more than we have right now.
Now, the investigators believe this drug smuggling operation was much larger than they originally thought. They estimate the cult transported about a ton of marijuana across the U.S.-Mexican border on a weekly basis.
The ritualistic killings of this group in Matamoros is traced to a Cuban voodoo cult called Santeria. It's a ritual practiced here in the Delaware Valley as well. Tonight, Luann Kahn looks at Santeria and what its followers believe.
In the middle of Philadelphia's Hispanic community is a store where you can buy whatever you need to practice Santeria, the herbs, horsehair, saints, bones used in the ritual magic folk religion. Santeria is controversial because believers sacrifice animals.
The animals are used in the ceremony. We make a big feast, and everybody's welcome to come in and, eat it.
Santerios, or believers, have seen the news reports from Mexico saying a group of drug-dealing men practicing Santeria were sacrificing human beings to protect their drug operation. They are appalled.
Nothing to do with us, with Santeria. Nothing at all.
Whoever did that must have been crazy.
In Philadelphia today, a national expert taught police about cults, and he told us he believes the killings in Mexico are the work of people practicing the black side of Santeria, and may even be a part of Abacawa.
And this was a group that was banned by Castro in Cuba that offered up human sacrifices.
He says this iron pot, or naganda, with human parts in it, was used to give the group protection.
The head is there, the hand is there, as you asked me before. That's there because they direct the spirits. And it has to have a head and a brain to think, and it has to have a hand to feel.
The people who practice Santeria are concerned that what's happened in Mexico will reflect badly on them. Again, they tell us they have nothing to do with anyone who sacrifices human beings and that they are only interested in healing people. Luann Kahn, Channel 10 News, update.
A tragedy in Coatesville, Chester County tonight. A 12-year-old boy has drowned in the Coatesville Reservoir. Police say the boy and a 9-year-old friend either fell into the reservoir or got into trouble while playing in the water there. Rescue squads were able to save the 9-year-old, but the 12-year-old boy died at Brandywine Hospital.
This evening, a Philadelphia police officer is facing criminal charges of sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl. 33-year-old officer Victor Andino, assigned to Center City, is accused of rape, statutory rape, and corrupting the morals of a minor. Detectives say the alleged 5-year-old victim lived in the same Northwest Philadelphia house as Andino, who has been suspended with intent to dismiss from the police department. And this evening, a 16-year-old boy is accused of one of a series of sexual assaults in East Falls. We told you earlier this week about the attacks near the Philadelphia College of Textiles and Science. Detectives say a composite sketch led them to the teenager. He's charged with one attack on Oak Road 4 weeks ago. Detectives are not saying if the suspect will be charged in the other assaults. Well, about 10 minutes ago, we got a call from Bucks County DA Alan Rubenstein, who informed us that the autopsy on Abby Hoffman was inconclusive and that the cause of death may be determined by toxicology tests, which may not be finished for days or even weeks. Hoffman was found dead last night in a Salisbury Township apartment. The 52-year-old, gaining recognition as a Vietnam War protester, had dedicated most of his life to causes. For 30 years, the name Abby Hoffman meant activist and radical. In the 60s, he co-founded the Yippies, the Youth International Party. He was one of the Chicago Seven and was charged with inciting riots at the 1968 Democratic Convention in Chicago.
They're going to have to cut off a lot more than our head to stop the revolutionary fervor growing among young people. They're going to have to cut our heads off.
Hoffman was at the very heart of the 60s counterculture, but in 1973 he disappeared, wanted on drug charges, becoming a fugitive. He sat out the rest of the decade, but in 1980 he resurfaced, turning himself into police, showing the world he was back. The man who said never trust anyone over 30 was now in his 40s. But even as he aged, Hoffman's message remained the same. He moved to Bucks County, taking up the local cause of blocking construction of the Point Pleasant Pump Project near New Hope. He earned his money on the college lecture circuit, criticizing the apathy of what was now the younger generation.
Campuses today have become hotbeds of social rest.
The unrest and activism of Abbie Hoffman's 52-year-old life may be over, but his wife insists it's too early to close the book.
When somebody is committed, such as Abbie Hoffman, they don't ever give up fighting. In fact, he's not giving up fighting now. There'll be tens of thousands of people carrying on this fight.
We were young, we were reckless, we were headstrong, we were impatient, we were excessive, but God damn it, we were right.
At this point, several memorial services are being planned for Abbie Hoffman by his friends and members of his family.
When the Atlantis Casino's license expires tomorrow in Atlantic City, a former Internal Revenue Service agent will oversee the hotel's operation. The New Jersey Casino Control Commission appointed Joseph Nolan as conservator of the Atlantis until the gaming hall can be sold. After the IRS, Nolan went on to become treasurer of the American Bar Association. The current owner of the Atlantis, Elsinore, is asking a federal bankruptcy judge to force the state to give back that license. From Washington tonight, the top Democrat in Congress, Jim Wright of Texas, has demanded a quick private hearing on allegations that he violated House rules. The Speaker of the House made a point-by-point rebuttal today in the Capitol. House Democratic leaders, including Philadelphia's Bill Gray, stood by as Wright answered charges involving his wife, Betty.
My wife is a good, decent, caring, thoroughly honorable person. And I'll damn well fight to protect her honor and her integrity against any challenge by any source, whatever the cost.
A report is due Monday on Wright's income and financial dealings, and if the charges are proven, the House can vote Wright out of office. By the way, the Speaker of the House is second in line to the presidency. Oliver North has completed his testimony in the Iran-Contra trial. North left the Washington courtroom today after 6 days of testifying. Throughout, North has said he is innocent of all criminal charges, that he was just following White House orders. The jury could get the case sometime next week.
In case you hear a rumble throughout the area tonight, it's not a minor earthquake. You can hear the cheering in South Philly tonight and across the Delaware Valley where Flyers fans are celebrating. The Flyers have knocked the Washington Caps out in the very first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The winning goal in the 4-3 win, a wild shot from behind the net, ending a seesaw battle that tied 3 times tonight at the Spectrum. Rick Tocchet with the game winner against the Patrick Division leaders, which now sends the Flyers and Philadelphia's fans into the next round on the road to the Stanley Cup. Channel 10's Big Al Meltzer here, and Ron Burke live at the Spectrum will have team coverage on the victory a little later in our broadcast tonight. It's going to be fun to see it again.
Big victory. So ahead tonight, President Bush comes to New Jersey. He brings with him a message about educating our young people when we come back.
Here's to you, America. We share your sense of pride.
Now, here's 0% financing. Yes, no finance charge on every '89 Chrysler or Plymouth car. Get 0% financing on the all-new Plymouth Acclaim. Or if you prefer, get $500 factory cash back. It's your choice, 0% financing or factory cash back. Save big either way at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
See your Delaware Valley Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
Right now, Snapper dealers are offering great trade-in allowances, so now's the time to trade. Snapper Lawnmowers. We guarantee performance.
Before your tires show uneven wear, let Midas check your alignment. You see, we're serious about safety. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Somebody's going to win $104,000. You're somebody. Listen to Sonny, 104.5 WSNI, for your chance at $104,000.
When you see news happen, Shoot it with your home video camera. Then call 1-800-TIP-WCAU. Become a part of 10 people. John's Interiors presents Spring Bloomin' Sale, a celebration of pastel and jewel-toned colors in quality home furnishings. The sale is on right now. Save 20% and more on beautiful upholstered furniture. Save on the latest in today's styles with the colors of today. Soft pastels to vibrant jewel tones and smooth, rich creams. And everything at John's comes with our free design service. This is the time to save, and it's only at John's, where the very best costs less. What could be more exciting than 2 days of high-performance racing school? What are you doing after school?
President Bush picked a New Jersey high school to make a real pitch for excellence in education today. A flag-waving, cheering crowd greeted the President and Mrs. Bush on their arrival in Union Township today. The President came to salute Union High School for its progressive educational programs which do not rely on federal monies.
More spending isn't the only right answer or even the best answer. What we need is a better value for what we spend. And what we need and what this conference is all about is a shared determination on the part of every American to get involved with our schools.
The President also saying our nation's future depends on how well we educate our children today.
Another issue of national importance, drugs. Today, Philadelphia DA Ron Castile went to Washington to meet with our nation's new drug czar, William Bennett. Castile talked to Bennett about the problem of drug sales and drug violence in the city and outlined a plan to get more federal money for Philadelphia's drug battle.
I've requested that once they get the criteria set, that Philadelphia be declared a high-intensity drug trafficking area so that we can get funds funneled directly to us instead of having to go through the bureaucratic maze of Harrisburg and not getting the kind of funds that we need that are already online.
Castile asked Bennett to come to Philadelphia to view our city's drug problem firsthand. Already in Philadelphia, lots of political maneuvering is going on in City Council today over the Philadelphia Convention Center. An ordinance proposed today would give council more control over how the money is spent in the project, which is to be built in the heart of Center City next to and above Reading Terminal. Most of the land has been cleared, but construction cannot begin until council gives its final approval. If the ordinance is passed, council would take away some of the financial responsibilities for the project from the Convention Center Authority. The most recent price tag on the long-awaited project, $518 million.
Another story about money tonight. You'll be hearing a lot about this one in the coming week. You may be part of it. The Pennsylvania Super 7 lottery jackpot. I know a few people in our studio will be part of it. Will reach at least $33 million by next Wednesday's drawing, the second largest jackpot in state history. And lottery sales could boost the jackpot even higher. It could be $40 million by next week. So stay tuned for this one. We'll get you the numbers and all the instructions on how to get in it.
Almost makes you want to buy one, doesn't it?
There's a few people in here who buy it for us.
Buy millions of them. Up next, some good news about this weekend forecast. We're hoping, Herb?
Oh, I play the lottery every day. What's the weather going to be? No, tomorrow's just going to be dandy. And we've got a weekend picture that isn't all bad either. That's coming on.
He was just another college kid on spring break. He went out on a lark with friends across the Mexican border. They never saw him alive again. Then the grisly discovery. 12 bodies in a shallow grave in Mexico. Mark Kilroy was one of them. They were all murdered, sacrificed to a satanic drug cult. On Inside Edition, it was spring break with the devil.
Tomorrow night at 7:30 on Channel 10.
There's a big difference between buying a suit at most men's stores and today's man. Price. The impeccably tailored Dax of London sells at other fine stores for $350. The same suit at today's man, $199. Botany 500, an American classic. $250 elsewhere, $149 at today's man. The difference isn't in the quality, it's in the price. Compare today's man today.
brings you the lowest prices of the year. Starting Sunday, you'll get big savings on items like a 3-pack of Hawaiian Punch, assorted varieties, 48 cents. 6.5-ounce chicken of the sea solid white tuna, 98 cents. And a 3-liter bottle of Pathmark soda, 4 for $3. With the purchase of any Coca-Cola product, save $5 on each adult ticket. And Pathmark sends your kids free to fabulous Great Adventure. Pathmark, 24 hours a day.
Here's how you can improve a Cadillac DeVille in 3 easy steps. First, make it longer and give it a 5-liter V8. Second, make it wider to give it more shoulder and hip room. Third, give it a bigger trunk for more luggage space. When you're all through, what you have is the Lincoln Town Car. No wonder over 91,000 Cadillac owners have switched to Lincoln in the past 5 years. It's a logical step to make.
Now get $1,500 customer cash on Lincoln Town Car and Mark 7.
Now, this is an incredible story tonight about a woman who appears to have come back from the dead. 82-year-old Helen Francoeur of Holyoke, Massachusetts, was pronounced dead and cleared for an autopsy by a medical examiner this week. She had no pulse, her body had cooled down, she was not breathing. But when the funeral workers arrived, she moved a little bit. A medic revived her, and tonight she's hospitalized in fair condition. Medical examiner says it's the first time he has ever seen this happen. And I'm sure he hopes it's the last time.
That's a lawsuit. Wow. That's an investigation. That's quite a story.
Thinking like a newsman here.
Herb? Yeah. Nice day tomorrow. This was a good one, wasn't it? Not bad. 60 degrees today. Tomorrow we're going towards 65 degrees and bright and sunny. There is one little small problem. If you live in the suburbs, you may get a little bit of patchy frost scattered around and about tonight. But the day itself is coming on in fine style. Started this morning with a 34. Like that, of course, down to the bridges tonight. It's 43 degrees now. We move to 60 this afternoon for the high. We've got clear skies now, and they'll stay that way on through the night. Little light breeze easterly at about 8 miles an hour. You're here. It's a good place to be, too. The clouds have moved up into New England. Next batch still out on the western edge of the Great Lakes. That's really what we're looking for to give us a chance for a shower the day after tomorrow. And then a lot of heavy activity. That's due to slide almost straight across south of us over the weekend. Our forecast for tomorrow, that I'm calling it 64, somewhere in that neighborhood. This cold front waiting to come through on Saturday to set up some light shower activity. Our forecast for tonight, clear skies, cool, as I say, some frost in some suburban spots. It does not look like a heavy, threatening frost. 32 to about 35 for the early morning low. That's a little cooler than we thought early. Mostly sunny, 62 to 64 degrees tomorrow. Saturday is the one little problem spot. We'll get some sun, some clouds, and maybe a shower. Still mild at 65 degrees. All this week we've been looking for a rainy day there. It's been optimistically changed. Now, Sunday, sunshine, 65 degrees. Partly sunny on Monday, 65. Showers may come in Monday night, more likely on Tuesday at 62 degrees. So for tomorrow, enjoy. Play hooky. No, don't do that. A beautiful day in the 60s sunshine. Larry?
Okay, don't play hooky, right? It's Passover 6 days early tonight for several Philadelphia Jewish and black families. Traditional Passover foods like eggs and matzah were shared by people at Vine Memorial Baptist Church in West Philadelphia. The Seder was held for the 5th straight year to strengthen bonds between blacks and Jews. Passover holiday, of course, reminding Jews of their ancient fight to end slavery in Egypt. Sharing ethnic pride tonight in West Philadelphia.
Very good, and we're also sharing some playoff excitement at the Spectrum. Big
Well, by now everyone should know. In case they don't, the Flyers beat Washington 4-3. That means they move on against Pittsburgh, and there is more.
That's right, the Flyers can celebrate now, but only for a while. I'm Ron Burke with some post-game interviews coming up in sports. Stay with us.
Toyota Camry, Toyota's best-selling car with an attractive new option, cash. Cash savings on Camry option packages. Now equipped with up to $800 in factory-to-dealer incentives. Matched by up to an additional $800 in distributor-to-dealer incentives. Camry means cash. Plus distributor-to-dealer incentives on Camry All-Tracks. Toyota Camry, now attractively equipped with cash. Hurry, when these Camrys are gone, so is the cash.
Hi, I'm Robert Urich, and if you listen to Easy 101, don't watch this. But if you don't listen to Easy 101, I've got news. They changed their music completely. I'll bet it's your kind of music now. So forget what they used to play and listen to what Easy 101 sounds like now. The new Easy 101. They changed because they want you to listen. So try it. The new Easy 101.
It's a Babyland celebration at Strawbridge and Clothier. Yes, sir, that's your baby. Save 25% on infants and toddlers playwear from Little Me, Baby Crest, and Baby Togs. Stack 'em up. Creepers, sunsuits, and layette items 25% off. And find everyday low prices on playwear from Oshkosh, Health Techs, and Carter. Polos, short hauls, sundresses, and more. Your favorite names at low prices at the Babyland celebration.
Strawbridge and Clothier. Oh, what a difference.
Here's Mike Schmidt with another good reason to buy a Chevy truck in April.
You're starting to like that Chevy truck. It's got more standard horsepower than Ford. Think about that when you go to buy a truck.
Chevy Truck Month means big savings for truck buyers. Buy a Chevy full-size pickup and get an automatic transmission at no charge. Buy an S10 pickup and get 2.9 financing or up to $750 cash back. Get a great truck at a great price during Chevy Truck Month at your 5-star Chevy dealer.
Channel 10 Sports, sponsored by the 5-Star Chevrolet Association.
Only 3 more playoff rounds left for a Stanley Cup in Philadelphia. Well, I got to tell you, they were not favored to win this one, certainly, against the team that won the Patrick Division regular season, the Washington Capitals. Here's what happened. It was a 1-1 game, and in the second period, rookie Gord Murphy untied it to make it 2-1. But then, as you'll see, Dino Ciccarelli to Scott Stevenson, you had a 2-2 hockey game. This is tied all the way. Rick Tocchet, whom we will hear from again, made it 3-2 for the Flyers. And then Brent Gustafson actually kicked it in to make it 3-3. If you'll notice here, watch this. See the skate? Little chip shot. However, Tocchet will score from an angle that is almost impossible. Behind the end line, off of Peter's pads. Would you believe it? The impossible shot, 4-3, and that's the way it ended. And the Flyers win it 4-2. And let's immediately go to the Spectrum where my friend Jacques is. Hello, Jacques. How are you today?
I feel like a Jacques the way I've been following these guys around. You know, Al, this team is reminding me more and more of the 1988 Philadelphia Eagles, the football team that took us through all kinds of fits before finally deciding to win a game in the waning moments. Well, that's what the Flyers have done. Tonight, it came with 3 minutes, 19 seconds to play when Rick Tocchet stuck in that goal you just saw. Afterwards, he talked about it.
Brian came over and kind of stopped it, and I just took a snapshot, one motion. So we've been trying to get first line pressure all series and trying to hit Rod Langway and Stevens' net. And when I hit him, I think he just tried to clear it away, and Karks made the play. He shot the puck net, but Brian stopped it, and I just snapped it in one motion.
I knew we were going to win the series. I'm not knocking the Washington Capitals. I'm just putting our team up. I think the whole year we were an underrated team because of the way we played. I think we should have been underrated because, I mean, let's face it, we weren't that good during the regular season, but, you know, I think if you look on paper at our team, and in the playoffs, the best seems to come out in everybody.
They're talking about confidence. They had it Tuesday night, they beat the Caps. They had it tonight, they beat them again, and they believe they're going to carry it into Pittsburgh. That series starts on Monday as the Flyers look toward the road to the Stanley Cup. They've got one series down, and like you said, what, 3 more to go now?
Okay, Ron, thanks a lot.
All right, see you.
Ron Burke, hockey reporter. That's just a nickname we gave him during the series. Chicago, listen to this, makes the playoffs in the last game of the regular season, and now they have we're about to take the Detroit Red Wings out of it. Detroit had won the division. Larmer got it, and then Wayne Presley, and he had a hat trick tonight. And at the moment, it is 6-1 if we look at the scoreboard in the third period, so Chicago will advance against St. Louis. The Flyers, of course, and now here we are. Edmonton leading that 3-2. Calgary leading theirs 3-2. It could all be decided tonight and go into the second round. Meanwhile, the Phillies start a set with Chicago tomorrow. A 6-2 record, leads the league. A pleasant surprise for the fans and the players. The Phillies are off to one of their better starts in years. And for the new faces, and there are many on this team, it's a pretty good feeling.
You know, anytime you're winning, you're going to have positive things. But, you know, we got together in spring training this year. We got a lot of veteran ball players together, got a lot of new changes, new managers and all. And it really wasn't fair for anybody to, you know, to guess or to know how we were going to do.
And for one of the veterans, the team is off to a good start, and he is off to a tremendous start.
kind of different just because of what happened to us last year. So, you know, being the talk of the town as far as the team is concerned, that's what we're out to try to prove this year, that we're a much better team than we were last year, and so far we're doing pretty good.
On the scoreboard, the Mets lose. Look at that, 15 innings, and Houston beat L.A. in its opener. Elsewhere, Nancy Reagan threw out the first ball. Atlanta winning. In the American League, it was Boston winning, Detroit shutting out Minnesota. Whoops, hello there. What else do we got? We got Oakland, and there it is, and hello and goodbye, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Flyers win. Thorough sportscast.
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Al. Finally tonight, the students of West Philadelphia High really know how to put on a show. The athletic choreography, the music, the lights, the costumes, all creations of the students, mostly seniors, who are putting on the annual Senior Variety Show. Students spend a lot of hours creating and rehearsing their numbers, and we add our congratulations to these kids. A job well done.
And once again, congratulations to the Philadelphia Flyers. Channel 10 News continues tomorrow morning at 7:25 and again at noon with John Blunt and Steve Levy.
And Pat Sajak is next. Among his guests, Tony Curtis and Yogi Berra. Have a good night and a great tomorrow.
Not over till it's over. Good night.
It's over.
Was that you?
Kelly McGillis, always into trouble, getting others into trouble, has to choose between the father of her child. You tell me who the other one is. And the man she loves. I won't stay there. Kurt Russell, Kelly McGillis, Winter People, rated PG-13, starts Friday at select theaters.
Levitt's Spring Spectacular has the greatest furniture bargains you've ever seen, anywhere. Store-wide savings on hundreds of items now at the Levitt's near you.
This Saturday is Big Saturday at every Strawbridge & Clothier. Find big fun and savings throughout every store. Strawbridge & Clothier's Big Saturday. Don't miss it.
There's only one place you can see a shark this close, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg. The National Aquarium in Baltimore.
This pasta will stay good for a year in your freezer. This dried linguine will outlast most marriages. And this will probably survive the next ice age. On the other hand, Contadina fresh pastas and sauces won't last very long at all. We make them fresh, and we keep them fresh, which naturally gives them a great fresh taste. Contadina fresh pastas and sauces. Our days are numbered, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
Calvin Klein's obsession.
The lyrics, drowning, losing myself in her hair.
Now, your gift with any $30 obsession purchase at Strawbridge & Clothier.
Only Atlantic Financial gives you 24-hour person-to-person banking.
I need to transfer $200 into checking.
Okay, sir. 24-hour person-to-person banking. Only from Atlantic Financial. It's like having a bank right in your phone.
Cosby, tomorrow at 5 on Channel 10.
From Television City in Hollywood, Tony Curtis, country superstar Reba McEntire, baseball legend Yogi Berra, actor Anthony Edwards, actress Amy Dolan, and comedian Fred Wolf. Plus, Tom Scott and the band, along with me, Dan Miller. All here tonight on The Pat Sajak Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Sajak.
just sometimes milking applause does a body good, and I just wanted to do that. Thank you. You know, you get a little nervous before a show. No matter how long you do this kind of show, there's the excitement, the drama, the tension builds, and a lot of speech teachers say the best way you can keep your nerves down is pretend the audience is naked, and then you get over your nervousness. Sir, could you turn around for just a moment? Had a great day. I spent the afternoon in my office watching Oprah. I don't know if anyone saw it today. This is true. The subject was The Secrets of Millionaire Immigrants. What's the big secret to charging $8 for a Slurpee anyway? You know, it's not that difficult. Oh, and that's a little early to boo, sir. Gee, my goodness, give me a break. Let's see, what else has happened in my life, because I know you're dying to know what I'm doing these days. I travel a lot, you know, doing a show like this. You fly all over the country, and every time I fly, something weird happens to me. Last time I was on a plane, last weekend, I sit next to a woman, right in the next seat, she's nursing her baby. Right in front of me. And it really made me mad because I'd already ordered the chicken. Thank you so much. Tax time is coming up. Speaking of booing, yeah. It was in the papers today. George Bush released his taxes to the public so we could all have a look, his returns. One of the things he reported is that he received income from a blind trust. Of course, we knew he had blind trust the minute he picked his running mate anyway, so it's not a... So I looked at the returns there, and Mr. Bush listed his occupation as president, and his wife, Barbara, listed hers as housewife. Marilyn Quayle listed her occupation as housewife and lawyer, and her husband, the vice president, Dan Quayle, listed his as vice president and Donkey Kong champion. Con. There's a G on that. Con. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. If you don't say them, they won't laugh. Occupation's tough for a lot of people on taxes. You don't know what to put in that little space. Like last year, I was confused. For occupation, I wrote famous guy who works with a pretty blonde who gives away millions, which is why my tax forms were accidentally sent to Oliver North, you see. Well, I guess we'll throw out the first ball at Dodger Stadium. Anyone know today? Thank you. Give that man a lawn furniture thing there. That's right. Nancy Reagan, former First Lady, did that. You could tell where Nancy was sitting, too. It was right next to the vendor who was serving the ballpark weenies under glass. It was kind of a nice little display. Mrs. Reagan was actually late leaving the ball game because she had to spend 2 hours there looking at Steve Garvey's baby pictures. Well, actually, our fate on the show is kind of tied into to the ball game because we tape a little earlier in the evening, and at this moment, the Dodger game is running long. It's way into the extra innings, 13th inning or something like that. And Yogi Berra is scheduled to be our guest here, one of our guests, and he's a coach for the Houston Astros who are playing the Dodgers, so we couldn't actually pull him out of the game. So if the game ends, Yogi will be here. We have a helicopter standing by for Yogi. And will Yogi have time to shower after the game? Well, it's not all that warm in L.A. today. It's okay. Anyway, we think Yogi Berra will be here. We hope so anyway. And a wonderful actor who's been making movies for a long time, Tony Curtis, is with us tonight as well. And a real country superstar is with us tonight, Reba McEntire, who will sing. And a couple of fine young performers, actor Anthony Edwards and actress Amy Dolans will be along as well. Now, I have one other thing to explain here. We always get fine audiences, and we appreciate it, but sometimes we get a few extra people, and we hate to send them home, so we stuck them out in the hall today, and we don't want to just leave them out there, so we'd like to kind of go out and acknowledge, because of the fire laws, we can't set up chairs or anything. We just have to leave them in the hall. There's no equipment out there. They can't see or hear anything, so I feel a little bad about it. So if we could just go out and just acknowledge them. Bear with us in the studio here. Would you just get that open for me? I'll tell you, I may need that, Denise. Let's see. Oh, hi, gang. How are you? Nice seeing you. You going okay? Yeah, thanks for coming. I apologize for this the seating problem, but we have a lot of good people on the show. You'll get to meet them all. In fact, Could we get some chairs for these folks? Jeff, Gomer, could we get some chairs for you? We'll do that. Let me just, you didn't hear the monologue. It was very funny, though, wasn't it, folks? Let me just do one of the jokes for you. Nancy Reagan threw out the first ball at Dodger Stadium today, and she was about 2 hours late leaving the ballpark because she was talking to Steve Garvey looking at his baby pictures. All right. Anyway, good. Yeah, just go ahead, guys. Folks, enjoy the show. I'm sorry, but you'll get to meet all the guests. We'll bring them out. It's going to be fun. You'll have a good time. Sure. So stay with us. You stay with us, and we'll be right back. Okay.
What a jolt. The pain. My teeth. The dentist said I'd be all right. And he gave me a different medicine. It's in these little yellow pills. Nuprin. Works so well on that pain. No wonder it's great for my tough headaches.
Nuprin. It's not aspirin, not Tylenol. It's ibuprofen.
You know, 2 Nuprin stop my headaches better than extra strength Tylenol. And Nuprin's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Nuprin. Little, yellow, different, better.
It even worked on my worst pain.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America. Oh, yeah.
The Chevy Beretta Sport Coupe. Designed to help you look better. Engineered to help you drive better. And priced to let you live better.
To the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet.
Sometimes the worst casualties of divorce are the children.
Why didn't you call me, Dad? There probably wasn't a phone by her bed.
Stephanie Powers and David Burney, Love and Betrayal, Sunday.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. We'll send someone right out to take care of it. Goodbye. No sale is final at Levitt's until the customer is satisfied.
Levitt's really cares about their customers. That's why more people buy at Levitt's than any other furniture store. For example, only $69 buys these Armstrong bedroom pieces. Twin headboard, nightstand, chair, bachelor chest, or small hutch. Now at Levitt's.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
We're gonna make sure.
Eat smart at night. It's so light late at night. Eat smart. Before you turn out the light. Eat smart.
Light and Lively has less than half the butter fat of ice cream.